Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to never lose a trade. What do I mean by this? I don't actually mean you're not going to lose a trade, because every strategy has losing trades. But what I mean by this is a lot of you are taking trades without confirmation, and confirmations make the difference between being profitable and not being profitable. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys the best confirmations that I use to confirm my trades. And knowing these confirmations, you can eliminate your losers and have a higher win rate with this. Thank you for everyone who joined the Discord. We're doing really well in the Discord. We're getting a lot of questions and I'm answering. When I'm not making any YouTube videos, I'm gonna be doing a lot of work on Discord. I'm gonna start live streaming there and doing live trades. Also, even some live Q&As. So please join down below. We should have a live stream coming up soon. So if you have any questions, you can hop on there. I'll answer them live for you guys and you can gain a lot of knowledge from that. So just want to say thanks to everyone who's been messaging me and showing me all the profits and them testing out my strategy. A lot of people love the strategy and they're making really good profits so far. Even some people are using it with their free accounts, their paper money, and they're proving to have consistent results. As you can see here. Okay, so for those who have seen my other videos, I like to use a strategy of a trend break. And I'm not just talking about a trend breaking the trend line. Like, this is not a trend break for me, right? And a lot of people are sending me trades like this and saying, oh, you know, like I entered when it broke the line and it's only went a little bit in a profit and then came back up and knocked me out of my stop loss. Like, this is not a trade I would take. You know, a lot of you are sending me trades and asking like, oh, you know, you're missing out all these trades. I don't take every single trade. I only take trades that perfectly line up with my confluences and my confirmations. And that's the difference between profitable trader and not profitable trader. If you're taking every single trade, you're gonna lose. Like, there's no way you're gonna make money in this market. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to confirm your trades right now. So this is a trade I actually have lined up right here. I never ended up taking this trade, but I did shout out in the Discord, so a few of you did make profit off of it. But here we go. So the biggest thing to confirm your trades is using different time frames. What do I mean by that? So, you know, personally, I like to trade on the 15-minute chart, but I will use like the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the daily to confirm my trade. So for example, so this trade here, for example, we can mark out some of the lower highs that we had, and I like to trade off of higher lows or lower highs being broken. So for example, this was a lower high right here, and I'm not waiting for the trend line necessarily to be broken. I'm waiting for the actual lower high to be broken. So right here, the lower high was broken with these 4 candles, and basically I'm waiting for price to come back into the liquidity area before it goes up into profit. The reason I do this is because a lot of retail traders will place their trades like right exactly on the support, as they call it, or resistance. And then a lot of the times they'll end up getting stopped out, right? So I wait for price to come even further back below before going up into profit. And how I like to do that is I like to mark out an area of liquidity. So I look for big candle wick, example like here, or even here, right? I like to wait for price to come back into these areas before entering my trade. So for example, I will place a buy limit somewhere in between these two kind of liquidity zones. So let's say I placed it right there. And I never ended up actually going in this trade, but I did mark it out. So some of you made some profit off this trade. Anyways, I would set my stop loss somewhere below here. So let's say we had a 10 pip stop loss. And then we have our profit going up to, let's say, this area. You know, like that's an easy 6.48 risk to reward ratio. So, you know, you risk $1,000, you make $6 grand. But anyways, so before even taking this trade, you want to make sure that the higher time frames are going in your directional bias. So for example, like if I'm on the 15-minute and I'm taking a buy here, I want to look for the bigger time frames to make sure this lines up with my trade. So I will go to something like the 4 hour, for example, and make sure that we are still in an uptrend, right? Because we may be in a downtrend right here on the 15-minute. But if we go to the 4 hour, you know, overall we're still in an uptrend, a pretty strong uptrend. So why would I take any sells? You know, I'm only going to be looking for buys here. A lot of you will send me trades that will be in a very strong 4 hour uptrend and you're looking for sells. And it's like, yeah, sure, sometimes there can be a sell and you can guess the exact top of the trend. But most of the time you're not going to be that accurate, right? So you want to trade with the larger time frame trends, right? you know, it's going to be a lot harder paddling upstream than it is to be downstream, right? Like we want to go with the trend. Yeah, that's number one. One of the biggest confirmations I like to use, trading with the higher time frame trends. So if I were to look at this trade and we were in a downtrend and I was trying to buy, I wouldn't have taken this trade. So that's confirmation number one. And I'll show you an example where this wouldn't have worked. Okay, so we're here on EuroCAD, and one of you guys actually sent me this trade in the Discord and was saying like, you know, I did everything right, why does this trade not work? And I'll show you exactly why. So one of you guys had this kind of area marked out, and then this was the higher low, and then you guys marked out, you know, this kind of liquidity area with all these big wicks, and entered somewhere right here, had plans to go down to profit, had stop loss kind of above here, and then boom, eventually got stopped out. Someone sent me this in Discord and was like, why didn't this trade work out? This is another reason to join the Discord. You guys can send me your trades and I'll critique them and tell you why they worked and why they didn't work. A lot of you are finding that really helpful and improving really well. So this trade didn't work out, even though it has perfect price action. And you may be wondering, okay, why didn't it work out? We'll look for confirmation number one that we just talked about, higher time frames, right? So if we go to the 4 hour, we could see when we took this sell, we were still in an uptrend, right? Like it's still very, very, very strong uptrend going up. Why would we take a sell here? There's absolutely no reason to sell here unless you want to trade against the trend, which a lot of you guys are doing. You're trading against the trends. You want to be trading with the trends. You're putting more hard work on yourself when you're trading against the trend, right? If we're already going upwards, you know, we might as well, you know, hop on that trend and ride it up. And that's how you're going to get these big moves that give you a high risk to reward ratio. Right there, that's why this trade failed. Okay, before we go into concept number two, quickly I just want to say, for you those who are still stuck around for the video and are interested in learning, I'm going to offer this to everyone who joins the Discord. A lot of you guys are asking for me to mentor you, offering all sorts of money and whatever. I'm here to do this for free, and I want to give back to the community. So here's what I'm going to do. Join the Discord, send me a message on Discord telling me exactly why you think you should be mentored. I'm going to go through all the DMs that I get, I'm going to read them, and I'm going to pick 3 people to mentor, and we're going to do weekly sessions with you guys and try to improve your trading over time, and hopefully I can give out as much knowledge as possible. So that's for you guys who stuck around, and let's continue. Okay, confirmation number 2. So like I talked about in confirmation number 1, I like to use different time frames, but confirmation number 2 is going to be using the MACD. So I like to use the MACD to show highs and lows and to confirm highs and lows. So a lot of you guys are asking why trades aren't working out. Well, the reason why is because you're probably not confirming that there are true highs and lows. So for example, somebody sent me a markup on gold, and they were asking if this was a low, a higher low, right? And I sent them this picture and I showed that this is invalid. And the reason why is because this is not a true higher low. So a lot of you might, you know, hope to see like if price breaks this, you'll start going a downtrend, right? That's what you'll think, but then you'll start going up and you'll lose and you'll wonder why you lost, because this is not a true higher low. And for those who want an easy solution, or simple solution rather, a MACD can help determine true highs or lows. So for example, this was what the person thought was a higher low, but as you can see on the MACD, we're in green here. This is showing like we're still bullish, we're still going up. This is still the uptrend, you know. And then I had to show them that this down here is a true higher low, because you notice this kind of area correlates with the red, right? Because this shows the true lows and the highs, right? This MACD helps show the swing lows and the swing highs of the trend. So this is invalid, this is valid, right? You want to make sure and confirm that your highs and lows are actually valid, because if you don't, you can lose a lot of trades. So for example, this here would actually be a valid swing low. Why? Because this part of the MACD, the swing low on the MACD, matches with the swing low on the charts, right? We'll try to give an example of a false lower high. So right here would be a false higher low, right? Because it's a swing low on the charts, but on the MACD, it's a swing high, still bullish, not a true higher low. This would be a true higher low here because it lines up with the swing low. So if we were trying to get into a sell here, we would look for price to break this blue line before getting into a sell. Also, like I said, we confirm on the higher time frame. So we'd go to the 4 hour and we would see, okay? We're still very bullish. We're still going up quite a bit. So we would not take a sell here, right? Okay, so we're back on GJ here, and I'm gonna show you guys, this is a trade I showed in the Discord. Like I said, join the Discord if you wanna see some of this further stuff that I share. And this, some of you asked me, why did I take this trade? You know, like a lot of you thought, okay, you know, we're in a downtrend, why would you take an uptrend trade? Well, this can actually be another confirmation for you guys to show you. You know, if I go to the 4 hour here, right, and we go back to where we took this trade, a lot of you may say, well, you were in a downtrend here, like, why would you take a buy? We weren't in a downtrend. Okay, here's why. Like I said, I like to use the MACD to confirm highs and lows. So now for concept number 3, we're gonna pair the MACD with the higher time frame to confirm your trade. So on the larger time frame, on the 4 hour, we can see that there were lower highs, right? This lines up with the green, lower high. This lines up here, the green, another lower high. And what happened? Right here, we broke the lower high, confirming that on the larger time frame, we will now be transitioning into an uptrend. So this was, like I said, I pointed this out. This is actually, I sent a screenshot to one of the members in our Discord to show exactly that this was validated by the MACD and by the higher time frames to give us a very good trending trade. See, if I held this trade the whole way, you could make 1 to 44 risk to reward ratio. Super high risk to reward ratio. Anyways, unfortunately, I didn't hold it that long. The point being, so after it's broken this trend, we know that the trade will go into an uptrend. So now we can drop down to the 15-minute, and then we can look for buy opportunities, right? And when did we find our buy opportunity? We're waiting for a trending trade to be broken. So this was trending downwards, and we were waiting for one of these higher lows to be broken. Or sorry, we were waiting for one of these lower highs to be broken. So this was a lower high here, this was a lower high here, this was a lower high here. It was confirmed by this green section showing that this swing up was indeed a true lower high. And what happened? The trend was broken. Price came back into some liquidity area, knocked out a few of the retail traders, and from here on out went straight up into profit. And this trend ran on for a good amount of time, for a solid half a month, 14 days, right? And then throughout this trend, you can hop in more buy opportunities on the way up, and capture more money on the way up, right? If you want to be a profitable trader, you must look at the market in different ways from what you're constantly seeing on YouTube, constantly seeing on all these websites. You have to look at it differently. Okay, if 99% of traders fail, you can't be doing what 99% of the other traders are doing. I just want to say it once more, like, trading is not about trying to win. Trading is about trying not to lose, okay? Once you figure out, like, everyone in the market is trying to win. Everyone's always in the market trying to get trades here and there. Oh, you're missing trade. I had a few people in Discord tell me, you're missing trades here. Like, you should take this trade or this trade. I will tell you right now, there are so many trades that I could take throughout the week, but they don't line up with my confirmations. And, I could have made money off them. Half of them go up into profit. But why would I risk taking a trade that I know has a 50% chance of not working? I only want to take the trades that have a 90% chance of working, right? And then even then, 10% of the time they don't work, but that's okay, because if you're getting trades that are, 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio and above, you don't need to worry about losing those little trades, okay? You just need to take trades that actually win most of the time, or that are more guaranteed. Like, for example, there'll be a trade that doesn't line up with all my confirmations, and it goes way into profit. I could have made, 20x my risk. But do I look back and do I go, oh, I missed that trade, I'm so upset? No, I could care less, just how it is. Anyways, we're gonna get to the fourth confirmation now, fourth and final confirmation. And this is probably one of the very first confirmations that I started to look at, which started bringing me to a more break-even level. So this last confirmation is gonna be candlestick close. So in the markets, you'll tend to notice that on the higher time frames, when you have a candle close over another candle, it indicates a switch of momentum. So for example, let me just clear these charts. Right here, we have a downswing candle, a red candle, and we have a close of a green candle above, its open price. So this indicates a switch in momentum, right? Same thing up here. We mark the bottom of the wick of this candle. We have a close of this candle, close of that candle, indicates, a downswing, right? As we see, we go up. We've been in an uptrend this whole time because we haven't had a major close of a candle, right? So for example, and this is just a confirmation, right? You can't purely trade off of this because sometimes you'll see like above here, for example, like this green candle closed above this red one. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go up into profit, right? You have to use this just as confirmation. So if I had a trade that was going to be, you know, a sell here, for example, and I was on the 15-minute. So let's say here I was on the 15-minute and I was going, actually this is a trade I took. I showed it in my last video actually. But anyways, so here I actually did have a trade going on, and you know, price broke this area and I was waiting for price to come back up to this zone. I looked to the 4-hour time frame and I wanted to make sure that we truly were going into a downtrend. So what did I look for? I looked for price to break, or price to close a candle below one of the opposing candles. So if we're on an uptrend, it means we want a red candle to close below one of the green candles. And as you can see, price closed below one of these green candles, which was extra confirmation to me to show that price would go into a downtrend, which it did. So yeah, that's the final confirmation. Thanks for watching.